Welcome, good and terrible people, to another epic episode of Mac Music Review. Today we are looking at my top 10, the top 10 best Foster the People songs. In case you don't know, Foster the People is a band, and they make good music. That's about all you need to know going into this video. If you like Foster the People, good for you. Personally, I think that the band has devolved significantly after the release of the album Supermodel, with Sacred Hearts Club just not at all living up to the quality of those first two albums. And then from then on, the band has just gotten worse, releasing a bunch of singles, still not releasing an album, eventually releasing an EP that is lackluster at best, in my opinion. So if you're a new Foster the People fan, I'm sure you're loving these new singles, all the newer stuff they've done. But I'm an older Foster the People fan. Torches is a very important album to me, and I'll talk about that a little bit throughout the video. My passion for the love of the album Torches will come through when I talk about these songs. But without further ado, let's get into the honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is that first track from Sacred Hearts Club, Pay the Man, a song with super maximalist production that pops out. It's just literally ear candy. It's crazy. It's just very punchy. And I really do like that aspect of the track. It's a solid track, if lyrically a little bit muddy. The song Miss You from from Torches. If this was a top 11 Foster the People songs, this would be number 11. Full disclosure, this is a beautiful love song, and it's sad that it didn't make the top 10. That's really all I have to say about it. Beginner's Guide to Destroying the Moon from Supermodel is a banger of a track, probably the most abrasive song that Foster the People's ever made in terms of the music, and vocally it's also very abrasive. It's a little bit hard on the ears, but in the best way possible. Worst Nights, I decided to include Worst Nights because I want to have a little bit of representation from this new era of Foster the People, which are these very radio-friendly type of bops that are a little bit trippy sometimes. And that's what we have with Worst Nights, which really is just a fun song, plain and simple. It's just a bop. It's just a bop. It's probably my favorite of all their newer singles and of the EP and all that stuff, even though it wasn't on the EP. And then Loyal Like Sid Nancy is one of the most insane, distinctive, and unforgettable songs they've ever made. It may be unforgettable in a good way for some people, maybe unforgettable in a bad way, but this is definitely one of my most listened to tracks, even if I don't think it is one of their top 10 best. With all that being said, let's hop into number 10, which is... What's your style and who do you listen to? Who cares? Call It What You Want is just a banger. It's just a banger. It's got that really quirky production, very quirky vibes with the music, which is surprising that it can be kind of weird and a little bit just kind of off kilter and also be such a banger. Like, all of their weird sensibilities honed into all of their awesome sensibilities just to make a song that is just, like I said, a weird banger. And it's a great song. She's got everything and nothing to lose. Yeah, my number 9 is a fan favorite Foster the People song, which I believe was kind of a little bit more underground, but they put it on the Torches 10-year anniversary edition, the complete version of the album, if you will. It has 5 full-length new tracks and like 5 remixes. It makes the album like 20 songs total. It's crazy. Twice as long. But Ruby is one of the most straightforward songs Foster the People's ever done. It is one of their most unique and original in that it really does not match the tone or vibe of any of their other music, because it's just Mark Foster trying to write this like heartfelt song about this girl or this woman, and it's just a good effective song, and it's easy to put it on a top 10 because it stands out so much from the rest of their discography. They really don't have anything else that sounds like this. Yeah, another song from Sacred Hearts Club actually making it into the top 10, and that is the title track, the only title track that Foster the People has ever made, abbreviated as just SHC. This song is my favorite song on Sacred Hearts Club. It is just a really cool song with a really great hook and a really great final hook or an outro. Like, they add this stuff onto it in the outro just to make the final hook a little bit more cinematic. And I think it pays off really well and makes the whole song worth it, even if the hook is more impressive than the verses. It's a really, and just musically and lyrically, it's just a very solid song. Like, it's a good song. This song is so warm, it's so kind. There's a little bit of darkness behind the lyrics. There's a hint of something sinister going on behind the scenes, but it is ultimately a beautiful song that's kind of just like, I want to spend time with you. I want to be with you. And they have several heartfelt songs that are in the same lane as this song on Torches, but this is my favorite song that is like the slower romantic songs. Like, this is my favorite one, which is very earnest lyrics. I'm kind of speaking on behalf of all of them, which are I Would Do Anything for You, Miss You, Warrant to an extent, and then, even though I think it's the weakest of those type of songs, and then this song, which is just very good, Waste. Check it out if you haven't heard it. Pseudologica Fantastica, I really don't know how to pronounce this one. I'm probably pronouncing the first part wrong. Is the trippiest song they've ever made. The song is supposed to emulate like a drug trip, and it's also one of the longer songs that they've made. And what's amazing about the song is not just the aesthetic created by the music, and musically the song is excellent. Mark Foster is excellent on this song. His singing, his performance is one of my favorite performances that he's ever given, just creating this very hazy vibe. But then this hook, and lyrically, if you dig into this song, what I really love about this song is musically it's a pretty cool song just in its own right. It's a very unique and distinctive song, but lyrically there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to digest and like break down, and like I love it when you can do that with a song, and that's what I can do with this one. It's a great song. Yes, you may have seen this coming. An absolute banger of a track that also has some meat behind the lyrics. This song goes so hard in the paint, bro, especially that bridge. Dude, that bridge leading into the final hook is just one of the best moments that they have created musically. Like, it's such a cool song, and like Best Friend is just a banger. Like, I love this song. One reason that a lot of people don't really vibe with the album Supermodel, and it's because it's not really a bangers album. It's a completely different tone than what we saw, in like half of the tracks on Torches were kind of bangers. And this one didn't really have that vibe until you get to this song, and maybe the first song to an extent. But this is one of my favorite songs they've ever done. It's awesome. It deserves the hype. It's a great song. Houdini. Speaking of bangers, they have a banger that goes harder than Best Friend, and that banger is Houdini. I would say the next three songs are not really bangers, but Houdini is a high energy song that's just fantastic musically. The energy is amazing. Just Mark Foster's performance on the song, he just brings it and like makes this song so cool. It's a very weird song. Lyrically, you can barely even tell what he's saying, but it doesn't matter because the song is that good. Truly an epic banger. Number 3, Helena Beat. This is a really good song. It's one of the darkest songs they've ever made. Maybe not the darkest. I think we all know what the darkest one they've made is, but this one talks about drug addiction and I think alcohol abuse as well in a sinister light, but it also goes kind of hard. Like it's like a dark song, but it's also kind of got a bass to it, and it's kind of like a very cool sounding song. And I think it's one of the best songs they've ever made. I love it. Helena Beat. My number 2, Coming of Age. Wonderful song. Amazing song. I'm amazed, personally speaking, I'm amazed that they have a song that I think is better than this song. Because this song is like songwriting, 10 out of 10. Music, 10 out of 10. Delivery, 10 out of 10. This is like a perfect song for me. I love this song. Like, this is like, it's such a good song. It doesn't, it could be a toss-up. It could be a toss-up. This is not my favorite song that they've done. But here we go. Let's talk about the number one. The last song on Supermodel, the song that tops off the narrative, and that's a big part of the reason why I love this song. If you know me, I love albums much more so than standalone songs, and while Coming of Age works excellently as a standalone track, Fire Escape is a lot like the song Butterfly by Weezer. It's a song that condenses all of the themes of the album into like an acoustic cut. A really stripped back thing that will just let you sink into the lyrics and sink in and process everything that went on. Because lyrically, Supermodel is an extremely dense album. Extremely dense. And this album just kind of summarizes all of those themes in a really beautiful and, I dare say, perfect way. And it's just an extremely profound song, which is extremely simple, extremely stripped back, and I love it. That's what I got. You may have noticed there's no Pumped Up Kicks, not even in the honorable mentions, and that's because I don't think Pumped Up Kicks is an amazing song. I don't even necessarily think it's a great song. I think it's a good song. Like, I mean, it's a good song musically. Like, it is kind of a bop, but I think the other bops on Torches just bop a lot harder than this one does, and they're nearly as problematic lyrically. Like, this is the most problematic. This and Loyal Like Sid and Nancy are problematic songs, but you know, if you like that song, if that's your favorite song by them, it's a little weird, but you know, it's not that weird. It wouldn't be that weird, especially if you're not like a big fan of the band, because it is their most popular song. It is, if you could only know one song by Foster the People, it's this one. Like, basically everyone has heard this song. I feel like almost everyone has heard this song. Almost 1 billion views on YouTube. Anyway, that's it. That's my Pumped Up Kicks rant. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know some of your favorite Foster the People songs down in the description, and have a great rest of your day.